Anyway.
That was such a good intro. That was better than all of the intros I've done. Jeez, bro. Now you're making me do that again. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first race, Bahrain GP, or should we call it the Alonso Show? It was, well, to put it bluntly, it was quite a boring race at most times. At most stages of the race, it was a bit boring. It wasn't the craziest race we've ever had, but there were some very interesting things and very good outcomes that came out of this. So I'm quite excited to unpack this. I don't know about you. I think for the first time we got to see some real things happening, after testing, after practices. A lot of teams have clearly been holding back, and a lot of teams clearly have not been holding back. So I don't know. Give me your take. What do you think? I've got a couple notes that we can run through, but if you wanna give me your little quick rundown on how things are on your side, what do you think about the race?
I mean, look, you said it all. It was a bit boring. I was having some wine when I was watching the actual race, trying to keep me awake a bit. Because at some point, I think around about lap 47, I did start to fall asleep.
Need I say you needed a bit of a Red Bull?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
I mean,
Carry on. Sorry, carry on.
It's all good. The race itself, it was interesting. A part of it, I could say about 30% on my side. Just to see where Ferrari was, and if me and you were actually hyping up Aston Martin, and we were not. I think we were spot on that they are really fast, and finally Alonso has chosen the right team, and he's just happy about it. So yeah.
It's probably the first time in a long time that he's made the right choice. But you know what? It's only the first race. Even Lawrence Stroll said, it's only the first race, but they've set out their targets for the next 5 years, and this is 2 years into that. I think having Alonso is definitely going to guide them, but we'll chat about that. Before we get into any sort of proper race reviews or anything, I thought we'd just kick off with a little quiz, quick fire. So quick 1 minute a question. You're going to answer it, and let's see how much you actually got to watch this race. So questions are fairly simple. One of them are from after the race, so we'll see. There's a rule here. You have to answer. So if you don't know what the question is, if you don't know what the answer is, make something up, because why not? All right. So the first question for you is, there's no right or wrong answer but you are a Ferrari fan, so I want to ask you, where was Ferrari?
Going pre-testing, I could say.
Say that again. Say again.
They're so pre-testing. They're so pre-testing.
Yeah. So they were testing. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the nutshell, Leclerc was there. He was present. The car was
Yeah.
not present at all.
Yeah.
Sainz was
I'll take
struggling.
that.
Sainz was
I'll take
struggling. And I think it's sad for me to say this, but we are behind Aston Martin. I don't care if it's the first race or not.
Yeah.
We are
We'll,
behind it.
yeah.
And the kid looked good. He looked good. He was fast. He reminded me of Alonso in the Ferrari when the Ferrari wasn't doing too well. And Alonso was just trying his best to take,
Yeah.
or make up some speed or just to get some points for the actual team. So you just reminded me of Alonso when Ferrari was struggling and just making something out of that car, to be honest with you. And the DNF,
All right.
I'm not even upset about it, to be honest.
Okay, cool. Well, I just want to say this is a quick fire quiz session, so you've got to answer quick. But I will say good points. We'll talk about it now. But what I will say is, I just wanted to stab you there. That's why I asked that question. I knew I was gonna get a long-winded answer, but it's fine. Okay, cool. Next one. Let's go. What did Ocon get a penalty for? There were like 20 million of them, so you've got to get one of them right, surely.
He was supposed to do a 5-second penalty, and one of the guys actually started to take off the nose out of the car. Genius move.
Perfect. Very genius. Alpine for the win. Yes. Okay. Viva Alpine. Okay.
Yeah.
What was Alonso's message on lap 53?
Come on. Yes, he kept on saying that a lot. I don't know.
He did say that, but on lap 53, his message was, "This is a lovely car to drive,"
Wow.
which I found was quite hilarious.
He's happy.
Yeah, no, he's in a good place, man. I think, when Alonso's in a good place, things are going to happen. So, anyways, let's move on. What did James Vowles say to Ted after the race for reference?
What a boring race.
I don't think no. Well, that's a good answer, but well, for some reason he felt the need to tell Ted that he's always there now. So if Ted wants to bother him, he's more than welcome. I'm not sure why he said that, but he said that. So fair enough. Okay, and then last one, who got the fastest lap?
Alonso.
I mean, you would think, right? But no, you're quite far off from that. Zhou Guan Yu.
What?
I have no idea, bro. I don't know where it came from. It just happened.
Wow.
It just happened.
That's
that is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So, needless to say, you got a proper fail on those questions, but it's fine. We'll move on. Next week's another time. So, I'm sure you watched that race quite clearly. But in any case, let's move on. Let's get into the proper race review here. Let's chat about this. I've got a couple notes. I don't know if you've got anything you'd like to cover, but I got a couple notes that of things that I'd just like to won't say get off my chest. They're positive, but I would like to bring them forward. So first of all, let's go team by team at least. Not team. We're not going to go through all the teams. There's just a few things here, but let's go team by team. And I think they deserve to be the number one team we talk about, which is no one other than Aston Martin. I think we should definitely cover that first. And so the couple points I have here, just to start off with, is clearly Alonso still has it, but there's something that he has, which we saw today, which we haven't seen in a long time because he's not been in a position to show us this. But this man he is insanely intelligent to another level. I'm just taking just one incident where two incidents actually, where the first one where he was trying to overtake Hamilton, and the second time was on his way leading up to Sainz, and it just shows you the thought that goes into this man's brain. It's ridiculous. If you look at that take on Hamilton, he basically pulled in behind Hamilton, and then he took a better line so that going onto the second DRS. And I mean, I'm just thinking last year when Max and Leclerc were playing chicken with the DRS, and every time Max passed Leclerc passed him back on that second DRS. And I can't help to think that Alonso knew that. He had that in his mind, because he could have taken Lewis on that first corner, but he just got the better traction coming out of that. And then the second time, and then when he actually did take the overtake. Which wasn't even in a DRS zone, which I haven't seen in ages, his line going through that S section, and he positions the car so perfectly. And if you think about it, he is so calm because he doesn't think of the overtake. He's not panicking. He's making sure he's putting the car properly to get the traction. And every single corner he gets better traction. And honestly, if I'm really honest with you, for a 7-time world champion, Um, he got slapped around a bit. He got slapped around a bit because Alonso made him look like a rookie. Not even gonna lie. Um, I know the car wasn't there. I know the grip wasn't there. But I mean, even Sainz positioned his car better to force Alonso the long way around. You know. Um, but yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I mean, I think you are spot on, to be honest with you. Hamilton didn't quite look himself. I don't know if it's confidence or disappointment in terms of the car. I mean, apparently on Friday, the car was not quite good, and it showed
Mm,
that the team did try to make the car at least racy, a bit racy, to be honest with you.
mm,
And look, Merck did look quite fast, but not fast enough.
yeah,
And they were just not in a good space today, to be honest. It just seemed like Hamilton himself was not into it. He wasn't on the limit today. And I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not, I'm not taking his side in terms of what happened in the race, but he wasn't not himself. I think it's also a confidence thing, also a motivation thing where they actually know where they are. Do you understand what I mean? Because
yeah,
at Martin, they were just racing. They came out of the racing because they still finding out if they faster than Ferrari and how
yeah,
far they are from Red Bull. Because
yeah,
basically, before the race started, I was reading some article where Alonso was like saying he knew that they were faster than Merck, but
yeah.
now the question was, were we going to be able to catch the Ferrari and
The
hopefully the Red
Ferraris, yeah.
Bull? So
Also,
I
very,
mean,
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, the battle they had when Alonso was trying to overtake Hamilton. For me, I didn't take it. I didn't actually take it that seriously because I knew eventually he would. And for him to toy around with Hamilton, to be honest with you, because I feel like if Alonso didn't know that he had a faster car than the Merc, would want to pass Hamilton as soon as possible, but he was very patient about it. So
yeah,
that kind of shows you the level of confidence where Aston Martin is at the moment. To be honest
yeah,
with
yeah,
you,
yeah. That's for sure.
From Hamilton's point of view, he did try to fight it out just to undershow and to show that he is a seven-time world champion and he can
Yeah,
do something about it. But I think Hamilton on the inside knows that, look, I could just not do anything to stop Alonso. Um,
yeah,
so, yeah, it's just my take on Aston Martin and especially that the little battle we had there. To be honest, it wasn't
yeah,
even a battle. It's just Hamilton for me just basically gave in.
yeah,
Tried what gave in, and I think he gave in because at some point I was cringing because I thought they were gonna bump into each other. Because there was a part
yeah,
where they said Hamilton or Alonso touched Hamilton's wheel a bit at the back, and I think Alonso. That's why he backed off the first time and wait for the second time to more cleaner
yeah.
look
There
and
was something awkward that happened there, and I mean, even the commentators were saying, did Hamilton just hit Alonso? But they were quite far from each other. I
yeah
think Alonso just lost a bit of traction at that point, but
yeah.
uh,
And what I've noticed is that ever since Hamilton had the battle with Verstappen, and I recently watched that season again, and Verstappen and Hamilton had a lot of crashes where they were not opening spaces for each other. Or another person
mm,
was saying, no, that was my corner. Oh, no, that was my corner. So when I was watching that battle, I was watching if Hamilton was actually giving Alonso some space.
the space,
And to
yeah,
be honest, he wasn't. And I
he
think
wasn't, yeah,
Hamilton has changed his racing style a bit, where he's not giving you too much room. And it
yeah.
also depends who you are. If you're Alonso,
The
yeah,
problem,
I'm not
yeah,
going to give.
the problem
Yeah,
the problem for me is he's chosen. By the way, sorry if you see me faffing here.
Yeah.
My Bulbul is quite interested in this conversation, so she's yeah. But basically, um, it's okay, Michael. You can talk soon, okay? But basically, what I want to say, the problem I have with that from Hamilton's side is that um, I think he's at the point now where he's desperate now. He wants that eighth, but he knows
Mm,
he doesn't have the car. He knows he doesn't have the car, so now he's trying to eke every little bit of it that he can get. The
yeah.
problem for me is that it's one thing to play like that. It's one thing to play the game like that. That's fine. Let's be honest. Alonso and Max, they never ever gave space because that's how they won their championships. The problem is if you're gonna do it, don't play victim. If it ends up in an accident, own it. Say so it happened. It happened. It's racing, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
but yeah, I think for me on Alonso, a few things here. For one, um, very very mature. Obviously he should be. He's 40, driving like a 20-year-old. But a few things that I found very mature of him. The one thing was. Um, the Alonso we used to know used to be extremely aggressive, extremely, extremely aggressive. And I'm not just talking about driving, I'm talking about his persona, the way he speaks to people, the way he is with his teammates. And obviously, we also know that he's quite a conniving guy. So it's like he does everything to get people on his side, sometimes including his teammates, so that when he needs help from his teammates get it there. But I'm seeing a different side of him. Like he's not just trying to get Stroll on his side. It looks like he genuinely cares about this kid. For example, so he actually said today that they've known. Lawrence Stroll said today that they've known each other for 12 years. Because and I don't know if you knew this, but Lance Stroll was in the Ferrari academy when Alonso was driving for Ferrari.
wow.
So I
Didn't know
found
that.
that quite interesting. So they've Stella. So they've known each other for a long time, and it looks like he genuinely cares for this kid. So the one thing was, for one, he apparently kept on asking how Stroll was doing. Is he okay with his hands and stuff? I found that very unlike Alonso, but very mature of Alonso to care about his teammate.
Still doesn't like
Yeah.
Alonso. Anyway.
I also yeah. I also found it quite funny when on the first lap, uh, he what happened on the first lap. So basically, somebody knocked him, and
Mm.
I think for 2 or 3 laps he kept on asking, "Who hit me? Who hit me?" And then it actually only got during the race. Even the commentators were saying like nobody's telling him. They just like don't worry about that. We haven't heard anything yet. But it was actually revealed after the race that they eventually told him, oh, it was Lance, and he just said, "Oh, okay. I hope he's okay. I thought it was George." And I was like thinking, what if it was George? Like, what were you gonna do then? But he played it down. Like just because he heard it was Stroll, he played it down and he sort of just like forgot about it. Now, so I found that was pretty cool. But I genuinely feel like he's guiding that team. He's guiding that team, and he definitely has some sense of authority. I think that the guys like Lawrence and stuff are really taking him seriously. They're going to think about it. I mean, during the race, a very mature radio message was, um, I think it was after he passed Hamilton. I can't remember, but he basically said to them, um, "Okay, let's do this and let's see what he does." Oh, it was before he passed Hamilton with the strategy play, and he was just said, uh, "Okay, let me back off or let me do something, and we'll just see what they do, and then we can figure it out from there." It's like he's teaching the engineers even what to look for and how to play the game. So I found that very interesting. So that's quite nice. I think if there's one thing as well is that I think the whole paddock wants Alonso to be in that position because everybody after the race, do you know how many people came up to him and just like, "Congrats, well done." Him and Max gave each other the biggest hug. And it's quite interesting how much of the paddock are actually behind Alonso. It's quite, 10 years ago, Alonso, nobody like he was the bad boy. So it's quite interesting. These youngsters that are in the sport now love him and they congratulate him. and it's good to see. Um, and then the last thing that I just want to cover, I don't know if you've got anything else on Alonso.
No, nothing else on my side,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah,
The last thing I want to say about Aston Martin is Stroll. Stroll is proving me right. I made a TikTok not too long ago saying that Stroll is very underrated. Um, and some people would say, Graham, you're crazy, but the fact is, I've said this in the past. Stroll might not be what you would think as a champion, but he's a very good driver. He does his job. He's not. He's maybe not extraordinary, but he does his job. And sometimes doing your job can win you a championship, and sometimes it won't. Um, you know, but at the end of the day, he beat his man today. They were playing against Mercedes, and he
yeah,
beat Russell. So
yeah,
Russell being the second driver, obviously they don't have one anymore, but Russell being the second driver, he beat Russell today. So he did his job, and that with a broken wrist and a broken toe. So you got to
yeah,
give it to the guy. Very well done. Very good drive for Stroll. I'm starting to like the kid. Not that I ever disliked him. It's just everybody was daddy's boy, daddy's money, but
yeah,
when you get given the tools and you do the job, you got to have respect for that. And in the past, he's shown that he is underrated, and I've always believed he's underrated. And I'm glad he's now got a car where he can actually show people. I know it's just the first race, but in the condition that he was in and what he pulled off today, very well done. That's all I have to say. Very well done. Um,
yeah.
and very yeah. Sorry.
On my side, I'll be keeping a close eye on it, to be honest with you. With this car, you need to be within the point at all times. Um,
Yeah.
for his sake, he probably will have to be the top eight for every race. Just to give him
Yeah.
support, because now I know, or for the next 5 races, I think Alonso will be in the top three. He's either going to finish first, second, or third.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
that's fourth,
think.
the life fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think top four, top five. I think Leclerc definitely had pace today.
that's
He was not getting passed by Alonso. Let's be honest. He
mm,
was on it. He had the best that the car got. That the best geez like it. He did the best that the car offered him.
yeah,
Science as well struggled with his tires at that point when Alonso passed him. So I think with a slightly better strategy, I don't think he's passing Science either. Just purely because of the strategy. So um, if uh, if Ferrari get it right, I don't think that Aston will be able to beat them. But definitely better than the Mercs. But look, the Mercs are also coming with their upgrade soon, which is predicted to give them an extra 3/10, which I think will put them ahead of Aston. But then we don't know what Aston is bringing, so we'll have to see.
yeah,
Um, they seem positive, and I think that's the main thing for us to go on. Obviously, Bahrain has got a very specific. Bahrain has got very specific. What do you call it? Characteristics. So we'll have to see in the coming races when things change, where the tracks changes, the tarmac changes. We'll have to see how that goes because Bahrain is when it comes to degradation, Bahrain is hectic. So
yeah,
teams like Ferrari might do better on a different track, for example. But anyways, heading over to we'll keep this one short. Red Bull, just on the money, just ridiculously fast and just on the money. They just get every. I don't know. They just seem to get everything right. Um, and I've got to give it to Sergio Perez. They've struggled to find a good second driver, and last year Perez was up and down, up and down. But to come out of the blocks in the first race today and just prove that he is the best second driver for them, I say that he can still win races. Times that he could still be quicker than Max maybe, but just it all came together for Max in that race, man. And I just don't see Perez ever beating Max, but he's there, and you have to say well done. So well done to Red Bull.
Yeah, keep it short on my side as well. It's what we expected for them to be fast. I mean, they were fast in pre-testing, um,
Yeah,
no issues, no nothing. So we kind of knew heading to the weekend that they're probably going to win the race. And the
yeah,
person going to win the race is Max Verstappen. Sergio, quite a not a good start. The clerk had it in the start, but he managed to, with the right strategy, to get back into second. So
yeah,
kudos to I have nothing to say besides hating the team, but they're looking good at the moment. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the season with the battles
yeah,
that they're gonna have on behind them. They are targeted at the moment. Everyone wants to beat them. So yeah, we have to see how the season goes.
yeah. We'll have to see how it all unfolds. I must say, uh, the thought of anybody actually catching them right now almost seems impossible because I mean they were clear, man. They were
Sure.
completely clear. Like, wasn't Max like 40 seconds? Like, I don't know, man. They were
Uh,
just clear. It was ridiculous, man.
like
But
like
any case,
like
yeah,
like man would be able to go through a drive-through, buy an ice cream, and still be at that first place. Dude. That's
yeah,
how
dude.
fast and far
And
they work.
he probably would have enjoyed that ice cream too.
Why? Why is coasting through the racetrack?
No, no, no. Yeah, no. But any case,
Yeah.
um, cool. So moving on, Nico Hulkenberg. Bad luck for him. Unfortunately, his wing clipped his wing. I bring that one up just because he seemed to be out of position. Magnussen is not a bad driver, but he couldn't get that car up the grid. Hulkenberg seemed to have gotten it perfectly, in quali. So um, it's just bad luck for him. I was hoping to see him in the points. I think Haas were hoping to see him in the points. He was their best shot at that point. So
Mhm.
just bad luck for him. Bad luck for Piastri. But that McLaren is such a donkey that I don't really think it would have made a difference. I mean, whether you in the paddock or last on the track, it's pretty much the same thing. So let's be honest. It's probably best that he DNF'd in any case. But that tractor, that donkey is really it's scary how bad that car's gotten. I mean, they were on such an upward trajectory, and all of a sudden, just whoop straight down. I really hope they get it right. Um, that team has a very soft spot in my heart. I supported them as a kid before I sort of went away from F1 for a bit, and I really want to see them do well again. I really want to see Piastri do well. I really want to see Norris do well. So I mean, yeah, we'll have to see, but it's quite sad.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I'm basing in terms of pre-testing, and nothing good was said about the car. To be honest with you, there are a lot of
I mean,
problems.
they were saying, listen, this car is
Yeah. So
is quite a
um,
donkey.
yeah, the good thing is that they remained true to themselves and didn't try to ignore the problems they have. So now we
Yeah,
know they stand, and whatever they do in the next
mm,
coming race will probably be a surprise. But if they
yeah,
do bad, we're not going to be shocked or anything like that.
yeah,
And for Norris, I mean, he has a couple of years, 3 more years, I think, or 2 more years. He needs to sit and think about his next move if he wants to stay
mm,
there for a long time or he wants to move to another team. So the next
yeah,
2 3 years for him is very important. And I'm not saying that the team might not have a better car next year or better car during the season, but he needs to sit down and decide if he wants to be a consistent driver,
yeah.
a fit, consistent driver, or he wants to be a world champion. And you'll hate to see such a talent go to waste, to be honest with you.
That's true.
Um, but on the other
Yeah,
side, Williams actually surprised me. They're looking good. Um, did Albon
that
finish
was my
10th?
next. That was
Yeah,
my next point.
yeah, I was very impressed with them, man. From where they
Yeah,
come from, yeah, they're looking good. They're looking
you
if they're
read
going.
you read my mind.
Yeah, they're going to the right direction. I think the change of
Yeah,
the team principle, the guys really performance orientated,
yeah,
and I watched Drive to Survive the fourth season. When he actually came into the team, I could see that the major change is happening. So finally, it's nice to see that Williams are where they want to be. Um,
mm,
but it's not go overboard and get too excited, but they did look good on the race. And at least
yeah.
they got a, so that's a good thing.
So so the team leader is James Vels. Um,
Oh,
he 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 was he was Mercedes' technical chief director
oh, oh yeah, okay, cool. Okay.
uh, from last year, and I think it's a technical. Was he the technical chief director? Was he the engine? He was. I think he was a technical chief director. We can confirm that later, but
Yeah.
he was something like that. If anybody watching is like Graham, you idiot, that's not what he was. Sorry, I do apologize, but he was something like that. That's all I know is he was like basically Toto's right hand man, um,
Mm,
and um, I don't know. There was the famous thing. Hi, Lewis, it's James, because he would sometimes message Lewis over the
yeah, yeah,
radio to congratulate him. Yeah, so he obviously comes from a place where there's a winning mentality. He comes from a place where there's he himself is a very intelligent guy. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Sergeant. Um, Great drive for him. For a rookie who hasn't even really won championships, like if you look at his past, his best finish is third in F2, I think, or F3, F3.
okay.
Um, so he's not like the Piastris, and the Norrises and stuff. Like, he hasn't really won much, but he is very fast. Um, it was a great drive for him. Albon was just pure class and just proved why he should be the lead driver.
Yeah,
He definitely deserves to be in a better car. So if they can give a good car to him, that's great. Obviously, it didn't work out for him in Red Bull, but I'm pretty certain that a guy like him will make it to the top again eventually, because that was just a pure class drive. Um, and then the final thing that I've got, just before we move on to the next thing, the final thing that we got is, and you during the week you said to me, during the week you said to me, "Come on, Graham, seriously." And I just want to tell you that I told you so. Pierre Gasly has that car. He is comfortable. He knows what he's doing in that car. I know Ocon had his fair share of issues, but Gasly pulled out an outrageous. I mean, apparently he had the most overtakes of the race. I saw none of them because the TV director didn't show anything. It was an Alonso show, and that was that. That was literally. I can tell you what. JCB tractors and whatnot got a lot of airtime today, so they
mm-hmm.
probably be getting a few new clients tomorrow, because that Aston Martin basically got TV coverage the whole race through. It wasn't that it was fun to watch that, but in the sense of that the race wasn't exciting that much. Maybe it would have been if they maybe just showed Gasly for a bit, and then yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got. But yeah, no, well done to Gasly. Um, First year out of the Red Bull family, not a great qualifying, but he played the long game in the race, and it pulled off for him. So well done.
I mean, look, on my side, I know I said that to you on Friday, um, but I'm just speechless. I mean, when I saw in the top 10, I was like, okay, cool. I got that one wrong, and I was hoping for you not to rub it in my face in our podcast,
Yeah,
four places, maybe kick me
mate.
on right or something like that.
Sometimes,
I told you, but yeah, no, you look good.
sometimes,
You look good. You look good. I'm also sad that it didn't show his overtake, but he is fast. I like the way he carries himself as well. Um, and he knows what he's doing at this point. So he's another one that should get a shot at some other team at some point. I mean, he's still young, and it shows that he eats fast and he knows what he's doing now. I feel like
yeah,
when you went to Red Bull, it was premature. He wasn't ready for
yeah,
that type of pressure and that type of team yet. But if you put him in a Red Bull car now, where he is at the moment, I think he would do a great job. So kudos to him. And at least Alpine got points besides what should show that Ocon had today. Use my French. But yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah. I do agree. But yeah, well done to all of them. Um, I mean, what a race they had, and unfortunately for Ocon, it just didn't work out. Um, he just had bad luck all day long. To be fair, not even his fault all the time. So I mean, I do feel for him. I'm not his biggest fan, but I do feel for him. Um, but that is what it is. But let's move on. Um, we
Oh,
oh okay. Oh, that's fine. Um, now we all know that you're using a makeshift instead of an actual tripod, but we'll have to get you one. Um, so let's move on to the next one. Um,
mhm.
the
Yeah,
next thing that we'd like to chat about is our top three predictions. So what we're going to do in the future is we're going to have our top three predictions plus a random crazy prediction. Now that one random crazy prediction that can be anything. You can predict whatever you like to predict. It can be a fun thing. It can be something about a driver. It could be something about a position. It could be something about the fans. It could be something that just happens. Somebody says something. You whatever. But today, because it's our first podcast of the year, we haven't got that one crazy one. But we do have our predictions of top three. Um, now, I will be honest with you. I've already lost points here to you, but um, that's just how the game goes. Now, I would have gotten a lot of good points if I had done what I said I was going to do.
yeah,
So I went for Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and the reason why is because I was thinking Max is going to DNF, and the reason why is because in the hybrid era, nobody has won the first race and gone on to win the championship, and so I was playing that game. So now the question is Max going to win the championship and defy history, or is he going to not win the championship because he just won the first race, guys? So I don't know how we're going to go about that, but that's a conversation for another day. I will I'll make a TikTok video about that and see what other people say because yeah, BT is a Ferrari fan, so he's probably going to say Max ain't going to win nothing. So we'll move on. So obviously, how it works is if you get a driver spot on, you get 2 points. If you get the driver one off, you get 1 point, and anything more than that is 0 points. You will get for the crazy prediction. If you get that right, you're gonna get 5 points. That's a lot of big points, but it's supposed to be a crazy prediction. So please don't be predicting anything like it's gonna rain, because you probably saw the weather forecast, and that just that's an easy one.
yeah.
So I went for Perez, Leclerc, Sainz. What I said I was going to do during the week was I was going to swap Sainz for Alonso. I never confirmed that with you, so I'm going to stick to Perez, Leclerc, and Sainz. I really wished I confirmed that I wanted to change Sainz and Alonso, but I didn't. Um, but I did mention it to you in the week, so whatever. But okay, we'll go with Perez, Leclerc, Sainz. So with Sainz, he obviously came fourth, so I got one off. So
Mhm.
I'll get 1 point for that. Um, with Leclerc, I got 0 because he DNF'd. What a knob. And then Perez, 1 point because I was one off. Um, you got 2 points, or would you like to share what yours was? I've got it in front of me if you don't remember, but I'm sure you remember it.
Of course, Mr. Brad, the genius that I am. So I said the way they qualified, so Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc, and
Yeah,
obviously went DNF, so I lost that one. But the first two I got, which is that means I win this one. So
shock.
yeah, you actually, to be honest, you actually played the segment incorrectly, and you were cheating because you were going to put Verstappen on there, but seeing that your F1 fact that no world champion is on the first, you put Verstappen there. I don't understand
That's not
why.
That's
Yeah.
that's not cheating, bro. That is like seeing things that weren't there, and some days they're gonna pay off, mate. I'm telling you. I've told you in the week, and you laughed at me, and I'm telling you, Stroll is gonna get a podium this year, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna predict it. I'm gonna predict it on that weekend, and you're gonna see he's gonna get a podium. I'm telling you right now.
Let me ask you one question. Which race?
I don't know yet. I'll get back to you. Azerbaijan. We'll see.
What?
I'll get. I'll get back to you on that. You're gonna see when I make my predictions. There'll be one or two races I'm gonna predict Stroll as at number 3. I'm telling you. I'm
Okay.
telling you. He's Alonso's hero. Didn't you hear Alonso
Um,
said he's my hero?
you're allowed to say that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but I mean the guy's driven with a broken wrist and a broken toe. Wouldn't he be your hero?
I love
Check here.
Alonso.
I've even got his color behind me and everything.
No, listen. I think you've forgotten. Alonso plays the long game. Alonso is not. He's trying not to be distracted to the team, to keep the team motivated. He's not being nice. He wants to win. He's also
Nah.
to win. He
I
needs to
don't
be a
disagree. I don't disagree with you because that's been Alonso's play all along. But like I said earlier, I think he genuinely does care about this kid. I just there's something different here, and it's like I said, they've known each other for a long time. They've known the family for a long time, so it makes sense. I, if you don't want to listen to me, it's fine. But I'm gonna get these points back when I get it right. Um,
Huh? Are you keeping score?
so
So I'm at the moment, right?
I'm I'm gonna keep score. So basically, what's gonna happen is by the end of the year, we're gonna crown the Break at the Apex champion. And that champion will get the bragging rights, and maybe we can think about a forfeit along the way.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but before we close off, uh, um, let's go with our predictions for next week. So
Okay.
basically, top three, and then anything crazy, uh, anything out there. The next race is Jeddah, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope. He's not Australian.
Mate,
Melbourne.
imagine we both wrong. What type of Formula One fans are we?
Hey, that's how
I'll
crazy
Google it.
could.
Hold on. I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. It's Jeddah. Jeez, listen. You must just listen to me. I'm telling you, Stroll is gonna get a podium. I'm telling you, just listen to me. You just need to listen to me, bro. I'm telling you. The next race is Jeddah,
Okay, cool.
Saudi
Okay.
Saudi Arabia. So um, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna start off.
Okay.
One, um, my crazy prediction. I'm gonna start with my crazy prediction,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be that there's gonna be some kind of women's rights thing that happens over the weekend.
Wow.
You know, it's just Saudi Arabia is just one of those countries. It seems to happen quite a lot when there's sports events. So I'm just gonna say that there's gonna be some kind of women's rights thing. Um, so that's my crazy prediction, and then my top 3 is gonna be um, Max Leclerc, Science. No, yeah, I'm gonna go Max Leclerc, Science. Um, it's a tough one, It's a tough one because Science is Perez is actually very good with these street tracks. He's extreme.
Mhm.
I mean, he showed in Monaco last year. So I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go Max Perez Leclerc.
Okay.
Basically what you predicted today.
Wow. You're welcome. Man. You're welcome. On my side, look, crazy prediction. Max didn't get the DNF.
Max
That's
is
my
gonna get
crazy.
a DNF.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's my crazy
fair enough.
prediction. Um, and my top 3 is Alonso Leclerc, Perez.
Okay, wow. Alonso to win.
Alonso. Yes.
What are you smoking, bro? I want some of that. Whatever you're smoking, that's must be good. Alonso for the win,
Alonso Leclerc, Perez. Crazy
mate.
prediction.
Did you
Max.
watch the race today?
Yes, I did.
Red Bull are clear, bro. They are clear. Gone. They are
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
I
it's
mean,
fine. It's your prediction. If you want to lose points, it's fine.
if you know your history, you watched last season, and you're supposed to, which car was the fastest when you went to Saudi Arabia again?
Didn't Max win?
It was Ferrari that was fast at that point, and Max won.
Oh yeah, and Max
So,
won. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So now
So,
Max is the fastest, which means he's gonna win again because he wasn't the fastest and he won.
getting it. I'm trying to repeat history here. Come.
Okay, got you. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Fair enough. That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
Cool. So that's my
Um.
prediction. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll put that down in our little sheet here, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next week.
You look,
And
you
then
look about my prediction. Are you okay? You look a bit nervous.
um, I'm good, man. It's fine. I no,
Okay.
it's. I'm telling you, I'm all for Aston Martin. You can see, I'm all about the
Okay.
Aston Martin life. So if your prediction comes true, I'll be a very happy man. I might be
Wow.
a Red Bull fan, but Alonso to me, that's my dream. If Alonso can be winning races again, that's my dream. Genuinely winning races, like on merit. That's my dream. So
You probably retire. Look, guys, we're not saying that Aston Martin will win the championship or anything like that. Me and Graham like talking about things like this because we have big imaginations. But if Alonso actually wins his third title, he's retired. He's leaving sports.
oh no, he's gone. He's out. He's checked out.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Um, cool. Let's just move on to the last thing, which if I'm honest with you, it's basically it's our top three drivers of the day, regardless of where they finished. It's just the top three drivers that we believe. So who's our number one driver? Who's our number two driver? Number three driver? Now the fun part of this segment is that we have to agree on this top three, and then those top three drivers will each get points as well, and then we will crown our own sort of
Yeah.
championship at the end of the year based on these points. Now it's pretty similar to the power rankings that you get on Formula One. It's just our rankings. So BT, if you want to kick us off, and you can give me your top three, and then we can debate it from there. I'll give you my top three. I think I've already got my top three. It's quite easy for me,
Okay.
and you can go from it. So I don't know if you want to kick it off.
Yeah, no problem. My top three is number three is Albon, to be honest with you. Great
Okay.
drive. Um, just because we know where that team was last year and the year before, and
Yeah.
financially as well as we sold to a financial group in America, if I'm not mistaken. It seems like
Yeah.
going towards the right direction, and Albon
Yeah.
showed how fast he is, and as Graham said, he deserves to be the number one driver for that team. So I'm gonna go with him for number three.
Okay.
My number two is my man, Leclerc, before the TNX. I'm giving you the number two, my guy. You showed me once again that you do want to win, no matter the circumstances. Yes, we did have a TNF, but our strategy, the way you controlled the car, the way you drove the car, you were fast. You looked very focused. You were not whining over the radio. We never heard of you actually. You were the clerk talking today. You were just strictly driving, and that's what I wanted.
Well, the guy's not
And
Lewis Hamilton, man. It's Charles Leclerc. What are you talking about whining for?
and the third point is that I'm so glad you got rid of your girlfriend. You are focused, my man. You are ready. Hopefully, during the
Okay.
season, you will be faster. So you are number two at
Fair
the
enough.
moment. And number one
Okay,
is
number one,
the Spaniard, the
the
legend,
Spaniard. Okay,
the two-time champion.
Fernando Alonso. I think there's not much more to say about Fernando Alonso. I'm gonna put him number one too. Um, I'm gonna definitely debate the second and third position. But your number one position, I'm gonna give that to you. You can't deny it was the Alonso show. And there's just I think there's nobody in this right world that can actually say that he doesn't deserve to be the best driver of the race today. Um, the two drivers I'm going to go for with second and third is Max and Gasly, and the reason why Max, um, I mean, look, mate, you don't have to debate. If you feel like you missed out Gasly and you want to change, you're more than welcome. The reason why Max, listen, the guy checked out at lap 2, bro. Like he was just clear, bro. He's just like, guys, I'm out here, going for a Sunday drive, and he just took it. And I just think that a drive like that, you just have to give the guy props for that. Technically, he should be number one, but just because he was too boring, he didn't want to give us action. He just felt like having a nice Sunday stroll. Um, you know, I'll knock him down because he decided a Sunday stroll was better than giving us some action. So um, I'm gonna give him second, and then I'm going to give Gasly third. And not much needs to be said about Gasly. Most overtakes of the day, we saw none of them. I don't know why I said that like that. We saw none of them. I sometimes struggle to speak English, um, but yeah, uh, just an amazing drive from where he started to where he ended. The guy had pace. He was not scared to take overtakes in a new car that he's not, that he doesn't know. We all know how it went when he got into the second seat at Red Bull. So to see him climbing into a new car now and actually being able to drive the wheels off of it, well played. So I've got Alonso, Max, Gasly. So we are differing here for second and third. So what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna settle the score? I just want to say first of all, I don't know what you're going to argue with when it comes to Leclerc because there's no ways he can be there. But I'm gonna let you.
Okay. Look, for to be sensible and trying to be biased, um, I'm asking for Gasly to go second, and the tick of Max. Look, Max won the race. He has the best car in the grid. Nothing specially
Mm.
done. You know, um, he knows that he's the
Nothing
best driver.
special.
Yeah, I mean, God, the car is fast. The car is perfect at the moment. He's supposed to do that. He's supposed to win. So I'll just take Max out and put Gasly there from where everything started during the race, from the beginning of the
Mm.
race, and where he ended up. So he drove a fantastic race. And it's his first time driving an Alpine. So we're gonna put him in number two.
Mm-hmm.
We take out who's your third again? Your third,
Hey, Gasly
Gasly was
was my
third,
third, and
Max
Max
was
was second.
then we just put Albon in the first. That's also Alonso, Gasly, and Albon. If we done. Easy. Look,
Um, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Look. Look. Um, to keep it light. I can agree to that. The only thing that I don't agree with those is that yeah, the car is fast, but Max cleared Perez with the same car, man. He was like 20 seconds up the road. It's he's just another level. And he just proved again yesterday why he's a world champion. I feel like all his world championships, the two that he's won, have both been tainted with a lot of drama, a lot of controversy. But time and time again, he just proves why he is a world champion. He is just an unreal next level driver, and you know, if anything, Alonso is probably the only one that can take it to him.
yeah, but
As in terms of personality, not with the car. I mean, obviously, Alonso doesn't have the car to take it to him. But I'm just saying, if you think about a driver that can actually give Max a good run, um, I think Lewis had his chance, and personally, I think if they did it again, Max was winning again. It's just he's just a different beast. He's very Alonso esque, very Schumacher esque, which Alonso is also. Um, but okay, look, I'll be honest with you. I do believe Albon should maybe deserve a point here, so I'm gonna give that to you. I think we put Gasly in second, Albon at first. Get rid of Leclerc, get rid of Max. Both of us don't need to be biased there. We can both praise and glory, uh, and say not praise and glory. I don't even know what I'm saying. Like I don't even know if that's English. But basically, what I'm trying to say is we can both just say that we love the fact that Alonso is getting the points here because honestly, that man is just unreal, and to see him there is just great for the sport, great for me, and that's all that matters because that man is just next level.
Yeah, no, it's
For
exciting.
40 years old, eh?
Yeah, it's
40.
exciting. It's like you can't put it. It's like Tom Brady when Tom Brady was still playing American football. It's like
Yeah,
that type of, it's like
it
LeBron
is.
James now that he's playing basketball at 38 years
Exactly.
old and still playing a high level. So for him to be able to perform like that at 41 years old, it's,
Yeah, it's
it's
great. It's
crazy.
amazing.
It's crazy.
It's
It
amazing.
means that it means that he's naturally talented. Like he's just naturally talented. And,
He's just that good, man.
yeah. And I'm so happy that he got into a car that is fast and competitive because now I'm looking into the season and what's going to happen. It's going to be
Yeah,
crazy. At some point, we have a Red Bull, Ferrari, Merc, and Aston Martin fight. That's going to be crazy.
it's
Like,
gonna be great.
that actually
And
might happen, but yeah, that actually might happen, actually,
well, I
to be
think
honest.
Imola will be where I think a lot of the first upgrades will come in, at least for Merc. That
I'll
we
just
do
say
know is
that,
confirmed.
yeah.
So whatever Aston Martin pull out at that point, we don't know yet. But I can tell you, there might be a bit of chopping and changing throughout the season. But
Hmm.
I'm very keen to see how it unpacks. I'm going to be honest with you. Red Bull have a very good track history of improving throughout the year. Ferrari
Hmm.
have a good track record of not improving throughout the year. So that will be interesting. No, it's a bit of a stab. It is funny, but at the end of the day, though, there's new management here, and we're hoping for a different turn, of events for them, and it would be very interesting to see now there's a cost cap, so when it comes to upgrades, everybody can only do a certain amount. So it will be nice to see how Ferrari actually do as they go along compared to previous years. Can they catch Red Bull? Yes or no? And then can Aston Martin get into that fight a little bit more? Uh, Obviously, Alonso got a bit lucky today with Leclerc bombing out, but can they really get into the fight with Ferrari at least? Um, and then the other question is, Merck, will they take on Aston Martin properly, or will Stroll keep beating Russell? Because that's hilarious. But
Actually, it is.
jeez, wow.
Wow.
Anyways, that's all from me. I don't know if you have any last things that you would like to say, anything that we've missed, anything that you would like to uh, to shed light on. Um,
Um, Look, it's only the first race. It wasn't that exciting, but we all kind of knew what was going to happen in the race. The only surprising thing was how slow Mercedes was
yeah,
and how fast Aston Martin was. So that kind of paints a
yeah,
picture for us how the season's going to go. Um,
yeah,
and as you said, that every team will actually start upgrading their packages and stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
my main concern is, of course, how the red team does everything. I mean, look, we do have a new team principal. He's trying to get into grips with everything.
yeah, yeah,
I can't learning on the job, but he's learning how to be a Ferrari team principal, which is a lot of pressure. But
yeah,
today was smooth, besides the DNS, but everything went smooth. The strategy was smooth. Him actually making the strategies was actually smooth. So I'm taking the positive out of that.
yeah.
And as a Ferrari fan, I'm just going to take it race by race. But it's good to see that Leclerc just actually looks fast and is focused. That's all on my side.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Cool. But just to add to that, I am extremely excited about what's to come, and I, I I certainly need to do something about my hair for the next episode. But that's beside the point. I'm about to go and play F1 on the Xbox now before I finish editing this podcast. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm probably going to beat Leclerc and probably beat Alonso too. But then again, I'm probably going to beat Max as well. Maybe we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to give it a good shot anyways. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. I think having Alonso even close is just it's just exciting to me. As a fan of Formula One, I've been a fan for quite a while now, and I was a fan as a kid. I used to watch with the uncles, um, we used to sit and watch with the uncles and so on. But obviously stopped watching for quite a bit. Between certain times. But in the beginning, Alonso was there, and that was sort of like the prime era of Formula One. 2020, 2002, Michael Schumacher, 2003, Alonso, that kind of era.
Oh, wow.
That was one of the best eras to watch, and um, it's such a nostalgic feeling to have Alonso smacking Lewis around, from time to. Well, I mean, we don't need to get into that, but like, at the end of the day, um, it's just having Alonso anywhere close to the podium is just an amazing thing. And to see him so happy and so excited is just a beautiful thing to watch at his age. He's proving why he's still there. A lot of people doubted the fact that why is he still there at this age, but
Mm.
clearly there's a reason. So I'm happy, can't wait, very excited, and yeah, can't wait to catch up to the next episode as well to see some more of you guys. And I hope that our sort of our YouTube shorts have gotten a few subscribers. So we're still very small, but I hope that any of you guys listening have enjoyed. And if you haven't subscribed at all, I ask you to please kindly subscribe. It's free. And if you find BT to be irritating at any point in the future, you can just unsubscribe. But uh, yeah, guys, if you can just click subscribe, it would mean the world to us. We're trying to build something here that could be meaningful to the F1 world, especially in Africa, South Africa, um, and let's help bring F1 to South Africa. That's basically what we're trying to do. So
Yeah.
that's all from me, guys. I'm out. It's been your boy Graham, and I'm about to sign out. So BT, I don't know, is that it for you?
Listen on my side. I enjoyed the first episode. Looking forward to the next race. I'm out as well. Call BT. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.